Today, the 30th day of October 2020. This is not the good old days. Last segment of the good old days, we've been talk about from where you born to 12 years of age. So today, we want for make we can discuss, make we can share we experience growing up in Sierra Leone from 14 years to 19 years with teenage years in Sierra Leone. Within your teenage years look like na salon. This is not the moment. This is not the segment. Let's hear your story. It's the good old days, remember? We want to share the experience here so that we will not be dead in the go land, and we will be dead in the they will look forget. We go recalibrate, we bring them back and able for member stories them will be happen in them times then they will be there salon. How your teenage years been like growing up in Sierra Leone from the age of 13 to the age of 19. How was it like? We don't get to a first caller. Yes, caller, you can introduce yourself for me, please.
Yeah, man, Patrick.
Yes, Patrick, you get the platform, sir. Your teenage years, sir. Who's how you grow up?
Well, as I've been saying before, we grew up every day between Cologne and Freetown.
Even in your teenage years?
Yes.
So how you been like?
Well, in the sweet and in the rough. You grow up to even to Morovia. Every day half because I've been saying I'm very stubborn. I get a stubborn life, this America life me don't live away. America life me don't, they would only read America. So one day like American man, so not so like today we don't begin. And it's for me small, they come up with the cedar, Piscoda, we consider they come out London, they come, the way they dress, this American lifestyle don't consider on a weird book. So that was a big problem for me, because see yourself with the smoke jamba, we're gonna get to that. We do all kinds of things. The fete, we go, like especially in Africa. I don't know if Mr. Busa Bonos me then have PZ.
Yes.
But that whole area then I want me to control that area then. Hold on for me. No, so just go back then. 13? Yeah. Yes. So, so Bonos, my woman, they rent bike day because the time me born self now, I was self me born now. So that Bonos, they say later on now, after entire system, they begin build the inside of it. So me teenager, me rough and me sweet back because what you can talk about sweetness, I mean, they will get what I want. Why adults I go corner. Papa, they give me money, uncle, they give me money. No, so that's the way they don't think diamond. They're not the thing straight. Most of who uncle, they're not the thing straight. Yeah, I always they talk. Because they believe, say, next day they'll go send diamond back. When see they each, they get $5 diamond, go sell and give them Kasim Basma. So they adjust it, go sell and give Suraya, and then top, and them Mr. Tamajabi, then go sell and give them. For cheap, when they get their money, they come. Next thing, they will go buy a big trip, where they take 12, 16 batteries, marry another young woman, put her on top of her, begin the block. So, when we can go come up with now, after they see me, say, they do well. Then they put money, give me. They say, and most of the, although some of them don't die, but they do well, then they can die more. Especially, one of my uncle, they call them the wizard. Because, anytime we go overseas, they must take 2, 3, then 1 carat, 2 carat diamond. So they tell me they call them the wizard. So my teenage life was good, and as I said, it was rough. every teenager, especially one policeman, Abu, now the guy named Dande. I don't know if it's we started Waterloo Park in the I don't forget that street. Now Regent Street.
Regent Street, yes.
Yeah, Regent Street.
By
Ben's Garage.
Yes.
See them get one get. Now one young man, they know Mr. Villa get to it. Now one of the top get to it. That means from every student, academy, boys, them, everybody. That is, we don't come out school, you go sit down there, you smoke small, you feel good, you talk, but baby talk there, let's say, now you get the country, you see some man, they talk, and let's say, I let somebody drop $1,000 for my last time. So we get phone at that place, we get small gym at the corner, then across the street, then they tell Eba there.
Yes, Eba and Clean.
Right you know that place, nobody don't go jack into, too tight, you don't get high, you get in 2 blocks, you go buy you 1 block, they put your soup, they put your kakanda, wait you don't swell around the 9 hours, at the end of the day, throughout the day. So it was the fun. So one day we sit down and I get to the, Salon police there, when they don't have those Saturday, the hand that they will go read. If they not go read, now then get to the, they get them all, but who get to the way they know me the read. So this policeman meets me. He watch me, he want grab me, but we know this. The way the balance of mind, he reject that. Some kind of reject that police will go for the boss he won't. 50 days, I tell you, boom. Anytime you see you, anytime you, I arrest you. He said, anytime you see you, I arrest you for no reason. So yeah. So it was good during the teenage days because the strain for natural, like one walk or beg your auntie there or beg your uncle there. Because anybody uncle will beg. If you not get stuff, you go find somebody. Now the most food you eat in the food, they're not they deny you that side. But now teenagers, not all aunties if you go friend, you go tell you why you not call me first. Because we see they don't cook first, but for themselves no more. So the teenage life was good and rough because, as I said, the rough side, it just one bit the top, competition me day. That we me go na them club, they will go na Rico. Say Rico me there, now we get a Rico club, we get phase 2, you get you get for go Lagunda club, you get this the best place for me left for go na for go live band at Paris. I don't know if it's a big Paris.
Yes.
Paris was the best place, while you guys sit down, they play live band. The Ireland and the live band most of them. So I enjoy my teenage life, even when I go Morovia, my uncle and my police there, go my Liberian woman, so I love. So when I come, Creole me, I because I spend more time back. The Creole me don't lost my mother in the future after the war, 1980, when was that? 89, yes, when they just attacked Morovia. Now we cross. Now waka. So teenage life was good. Nobody now will tell you that a teenage focus. Everybody may get focused. The young man that said, "I'm not focused for travel." So not for me left for travel. So all my old people want to just get fine shoes, fine designer, fine clothes, the block footer, the one you back. When next time you dress fine, you go to a club, you must get 1 or 2 things where in the club may cheap. So you know me the eager competition, although the competition may day, especially some of them young boys in the West, where their papa them in the stand, and also the cheap way, where their father in the stand, then design and shoes for the way they don't wear them. Now can boss the block winner, then that is the trouble the day. Because someone and they'll begin learn for play basketball. Say this is now me hang out with some boys there. Say them go there, they say 2 million diaper there. So my teenage life was rough and good. And that rough, that bad gangster way, I just know my teenage life. And I know will be for me tonight.
Thank you very much, Patrick. Yes, caller, you can introduce yourself for me, please.
Yes, this is Alaji Sila, call from Maryland.
Yes, Alaji Sila. What in your teenage years be look like?
It was fun. It was really, 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 really fun. I mean, the time I take them from the time we primary school going to secondary school. It was really, really fun. First of all, I started like in primary school before I reach class 7. I mean, what they do in the morning, especially weekend, I forgot sell soda soap. Sometimes, the morning I come sell soda soap, I can drop the pan. What I do go find brass, baku, for let them get me living, for go look movie in a Globe Cinema. No, then tell them they go pay them. Now second show no more get man for go look because Narandi we are rich pa second show. Indian movie there. They make a guy use for watch Indian movie and Chinese movie there. Then 1980s, early 80s. So it was okay. I mean that time there was happiness. I mean, bad people have not been there that much. The reason why I say so, we be the go be small, we the go don't be. We say all the man and them together, na cutting tree. We the go sit down more the seaman, and the seaman they tin up. It is sleep. It tin up, it is sleep serious one. I mean, woman no smoke good one. The way people they dance down yonder. You know, it was crazy at that time. And I remember one time where we go for brass.
So which year will they look at? So
we look for like early 80s.
Okay, continue.
Early 80s, yes. So we go find this brass. The other guy in my brother, not them join. So we don't go find the brass. We don't consider them to jump. The man I would call it to jump. So now my brother in there for buy cookery. So she don't. He eat cookery. Then they say, it's a bubble. He said, why you not go call it party? Now, my brother says, he said, no, my party not the interest. Now you put that thing, I do the interest. What that thing, I do the interest. I said, what? You got money we buy no? So always to read the same. I mean, you look and say, during those time, you know, life be so easy that, I mean, and let's say if you know get said they create money they really go work for this thing they go wash them pan there they go crop the yard there you make more I mean you get small money and too much where you know they involve by anything when I bad something you know and we even think with the gather in a junction guess what would the paper for begin call how many Indian movies they don't look how many movies they don't look. We call the movies there. Then they name movies there. So I mean, it's like we know the movie in the beginning, but once you don't look after them, you call and say you don't look up. Then they begin ask you, they sing the music by the Indian music, they sing. I mean, those time, I'm telling you, light been there, you know, street pump, it been whatever been there everywhere. I mean, there was no worry. Where they go from brass, where they go pull angry, where they go now Dove coat, or mango temcam, or orange, we don't buy. We just pass through plastic and they go and thief. I mean, not to the hard thief them on, but I think I'm going to be better safe. Then, where I read that last call, I was talking about Rico, na Donda Street, na the Rico been there, Donda Street. Maybe the Robot Street. So for Canon na Rico na in a easy thing for me. That we call that something face bar, forget the name. But instead phase 2, I think we did by Clark Street. I think we did by Clark Street. What we did back by Clark Street, Louis Street. So all the thing and it was so easy for we. One thing happened when Rico, this boy, he said it didn't Maryland, yeah. We call it Lalas. So in girlfriend, we go Muslim Brotherhood. Girlfriend tell us say, you know, they go sleep. So Lalas, it don't like Lalas don't agree. Lalas don't go for go sleep. Then the picking go. We sleep that picking go. Now go change. Bio na in teacher. Na can go on a club. In teacher invite her for can go na club na Rico. So the beginning of the Rico boy they dance with the teacher. Then somebody go call up Lalas. They say Lalas. They say Bobo. They say guess who that seen a Rico. Let's say who that seen a mommy. Hey, Lalas say gonna lie. That go now the beginning oath. You can look. You not see him. Lalas now for let go inside Rico because Lalas being short. They say you know they go inside because in too short, they go inside there because them get they tell not to eat safe, then they look by your height. You get certain height where they reach, you understand the way they go inside. Let us don't to make them, but we don't to make a bribe till you get for go inside. I should go inside, but when I go see mommy, so mommy they sweat, so mommy they dance. Let us they cry, let us also they cry. I mean, like I said, during those time, I mean, you look say, you go outside, you go out. You didn't fear say any person will go attack you. You didn't fear say person will go attack you in a net. There was nothing. We go look night show with the kind of host. There was nothing. You go to club, we go to swimming pool, hostel. TBS then show them all where they go. I mean, there was no thuggery. I mean, you go safe, you can save. Eastern Lions, Mighty Blackpool. Anything we see them play, if the Lions win, no problem for letting them come back, go to Eastern. No problem. Because they stone them. We don't put in a standard seats and put a wood for them. I mean, those days, I mean, it was so enjoyable. I mean, you think about going to school bare feet. I mean, people are not looking safe because this other person gets you. When you go to school barefoot, nobody will laugh you. There was no provocation. Yes, provocation in day, but they know say let me say half of the students there, but let me say 70% of the students then most of them not can get shoe for go. So if they one grade, you go get problem. We look here and you get like 10 people who not get shoe with you. That's who okay getting up, so we will not get shoe there. We play with the 1-1. I mean, all those time, it was easy. It was so sweet. I mean, if I say I talk more about it, I mean, it's gonna take forever.
Alaji, before you go, I want, because there's me and somebody be the talk. I say when we be the grow up back in the days, provoking na be normal thing.
Yes.
You dey provoke person any kind, you dey provoke.
Yes.
But now we dey see what they call bully. Is it that the bully what they see today is the same as provoking back in the days where they come up?
No, because really those time, I mean, like the people, let's say liquid find their levels. During those time, who they provoke yourself, we look here, we not get food in our food. We not get better clothing for work. So what they go to do, we provoke yourself, you provoke you compete, if we say today one post, we provoke.
All man they turn for that person. All man Alexei na insus na boss. All man they provoke. Like in the notion of provoking. So now I like, is it the same? Eh?
No, because nowadays, like you said, nowadays is bully because first of all, you have to look and see if this person they go with Nike in a school, you understand? You go with let me say checkers or sneakers, how they call themselves that Skechers, you know something, they want to begin provoke you, say, you know, get, but then I'm telling you, when you should not say today for safe na joke they provoke. When they provoke you, it takes us 1 week. 1 week they provoke you. This one guy would call Kauta. Kauta, one of the Libya food. So we don't know who's go get money, not buy one crepe. Kauta take that crepe, it is sleep with her, it is wake with her. Once Monica wake paper, I come back on the street. Now begin call that. It's sleep with I wake paper. That day, every day, but one day you know vex, one day you know take stone or bottle or waiting for choke somebody. Those times it was tolerable. Provoking was tolerable. I mean, you provoke somebody 24/7, nothing. Then if we're not ready for fete, we make no fete. Let one person baking company. That then next time you know go fete again. Yes, when the fete today, person say, hey, because I beg or uncle I beg, they will go partner. The next, guess what? It's not for saying no fete. The next one a friend, one of the best of friend there. That's so be the leave then same day. There was no grudge between we. There was no grudge because, like I said, we level off and we say, we just friend we say that the area we will not say this that we will level, we not go put two steps for another day. And to me understanding, not to me understanding, the way we grew up, the people that always I grew up with, the guy, the all the area where I grew up with, we no involve ourselves when it comes first of all for smoke jamba. But we go down there, but we don't miss all the smoke jamba, only smoke jamba. We know the thief. I mean, it's like I said, Bill was so unique. Bill was so unique.
Thank you very much, Alaji.
You're welcome, sir.
Thank you. And Timbuktu say, it's still the same. Some things never change. What is still the same? Are they, because maybe the acts are the provoking back then and the bully what they talk about now. But make how the scholar make introduce himself. Yes, scholar, you can introduce yourself for me, please.
Hey, Triple A, that me, Omar from Los Angeles.
Yes, Omar, teenage years, sir. Just hold on quick. Make I just answer this question.
Sure.
Because somebody be there asked,
Sure.
what's in the topic today? The topic today now teenage years in Sierra Leone between the 60s and the 90s na Salone. What do you teenage years they look like? Yes, Omar, you get the platform, sir.
Yes, sir. Well, you know, not economy born, but I'm not mending. Teenage year, childhood, teenage year, everything, I free talk. I mean, auntie mainly, me daddy, in one daddy, big sister, whatever they call Haja Kuni Kamara, Mamilko Street, Bombay Market. Would be the Selwood, me auntie be the Selwood. If they get supply from one powder called Sapate, na Fubiro Dapa every day. You know, it be the supply, we would them by truck, we the sell wood them, then me auntie begin to go get supply of chicken. Na Kishi, by also Kishi do Kiariana. You know, so from Amadia Primary, I didn't go because, as I said the first time, I did not do one for Laguna Christian school because I'm the heavily Muslim man. You know, so me until we get for convince them for make Aguna school we get English and Arabic. Now I end up Amadia Primary School, Muslim Congress. So when we left Muslim Congress, I've been young, Sidona Osh. I kind of get frustrated and depressed. Work no day. But me and man will be very jovial. I've been get a lot of friends them. This have been the 80s. So I've been get one of my own best friend. He can listen to me one time. He did in London, in Empafode. Now he can say well mobile, can be call me mobile. Say me man. You should don't know you depend this mama thank you ma. You depend mama thank you ma. If they no cook now, you need to eat. He said why they can go no they go drag, let they go drag with me. That's why I said me man, I don't got money. You know, I said man, come on, you not got forget money. He said can go. So now the first man we came go na Swazi. I began hanging at Swazi, but when you did not Swazi, when you a newcomer. The man that want meet day like Mohamed Emo, Johnny Masale, American Flesh, you get Modi, you get Kodo Branke, you know, man that like that, and they gave me another man they call 15, you know, with them in there you get Abuyo, all the guys that do, you know, now we start Swazi, you know, we did it. Things that go on at the get small commission, but it's not that much because the thing is with Swazi. If you get money in your hand, even if you don't get deal, the one that will get deal, when they go bring the deal car, you will get money, then they can say, okay, I don't go get deal. Buy this deal, give me commission. You know, so one day, one legal friend will be the date, na Bombay market again, they be the selfish. Now, he give me money, say, you know, look, I'm play. Because they told me that they all let 10 a day in the 80s. So, we buy lotto ticket. We play, I remember this vividly. We play, we mark 3 numbers because boss first what they do. If you mark 5 numbers, if 3 numbers come, then they pay you for that. And we end up with 30,000. We get 30,000 leos. I tell you, 30,000 leos back then in the early. Now, for money. So, like this money now, after everybody now that's right, we don't realize it as your money. Right before the war kicked in Liberia. So me now meet them, they bring the deal into. If somebody get deal, if they come with me say, Umar, don't go get deal, or if in a chain, if in a ring, you can't go tell you, me man. We the town will be at that teenage age day, they go tell you this for plain fact and not so far. And not so far because for the name self say this na Swazi Boboda, then Swazi Boboden, like in the direct. The woman then if you can Swazi, right in front of that part in Shopper Ahmed, we been get girls of those. Where they say 2 o'clock, 1 o'clock, 2 o'clock. No girls school no day in Africa we need to see. That thinking that we need the car. Man, you not Swazi man. Man, we close the order when already made.
I want to ask about this Swazi business. So they change the way people in Kinkeri now thief property or now waiting?
100% more than na thief property. Now me could not be the done. Na CID. Not so common sell we go na CID. All the time we been get man now the Benue. We dey go CID all the time because most of the time are them rich people them money man and them picky then they go thief them here. Then they bring them down to me. So then I watch, chain.
One thing where I admire about people in Swazi, when they see original stuff, they know it's original. If they tell you say it's not fake, trust them, say not fake.
Yes, because the thing is, what you were gonna do back then, if you the drag Swazi, you must know something about gold. You must know how to test gold. Because we been get the goldsmith guide them. We get flaman them with themselves been there with we, but they're not been there for the buy. Then they buy from we. When we get the deal, if we not get the amount of money, let's say if like every deal come, if we not get the money, because they always get money, then now they come in and buy, then they give me commission. Now so we did it. But then Flaman they tell me this. So because of that, if you then as Swazi, you must know something but gold. We all get the water in our pocket. Either you get 14 karat water, you get 18 karat water, you get 9 karat water. So whether they give, we get the stone in our pocket. When somebody they bring you, they clutch that thing, then that stone, they throw away the water. It they tell you the difference between 14, 9, and 18. So that's why they take loan. Then so according to that, Sunday, if not the nugget they bring, you scratch them, then they buy them by the weight, if not nugget. But let's say if not chain, in get more value. Now watch, if not locket, they all get their own different prices because then they don't already make. Because then Flaman and they buy that thing and they melt them, then get other people who they come overseas where they can buy another hand. So when you say you did not Swazi, that name they said not Swazi, we will get cookery shop them all over the place. Then when you can't address it, I would not be block-minded. I mean, Chadigal near away. Then go over the work they bring their shot, and then per Ahmed, now if they get guns and doors. But what they do back over, they bring clothes, then we get Colisée, then we get elegant store, when Abajadi we get elegant store. So they get over the problem angle, when they bring ready-made clothes there for we. So when they say Saturday don't come, now half day for we. Saturday we don't sit down, we do, we don't get a small money in our hand, we have some man they go game. If game they like them big go Eastern Lions and Blackpool or Republicans and Blackpool, where they meet up, we go to stadium. And then we get some nice kiosks in the stadium. After accommodate, when you come on a stadium, like when you towards that new building, one nice restaurant be there, when I don't be the hang back. You get now say that word the Eastern, now they now they begin to come closer towards we all end. But the teenage life it been so fun, the people like step way born with, they don't even know how I do get this. Because the suburb would be so wide from me, that's why we get rich people and picking and they come, they tell Momo, they get one in small brother about or in picking will be fever and so they can that we area then they can't. For normal let the lady say Swazi and we say we compete with them guy then within a service street. Because then they do the dollar business.
Now, Dande Abuanka ask you now, what's be the relationship between Swazi and the dollar guys then? But again, when you go down that like football street, there is a store where they call Swazi now that like football street.
Yes, that part in particular is very long. Okay. This is part what you say. Now in Kenya go na Swazi, he married 2 years ago. Now Maryland, that part in particular. Even now we still get Swazi Paswazi, in Maryland, Paswazi, we use the name and instead become embraced with. Hello, it be embraced with the whole family be embraced because of we instead in shopping they become up, But then guys them go be the sidon or guys them go be the sidon at Sabu Street, Alaja Midu Yoruba Bobo, and one other because one friend in the world in instead of the all be the stay the side of the George Rasta, George Benson, a boy be the dance. Yeah, so we didn't get a relationship. Then we do dollar business. We said not to person will not be do dollar business, but we all maintain jewelry we be do, and where you did not Swazi for the name self say you not Swazi, you did drag. Say we even can make a dance, we get a clothes, Swazi jewelers. We first show na bo na do be go. A bo we make first show, we second show na Wales. Na do be do I'm not being too money. So the camarade that not be there. You hardly see anybody talk about politics. Maybe because definitely because now only one party be there, so you don't need to argue. Where they go argue? Have APC argue to APC. Because now APC no more be there. Now only one party. So politics business like the last thing where they see now. The major thing where they see now is the human business. Because the brother need to like the picking with the campaign way. Then the bogu. From Gas High School to Aniwa to FSAG, if they say that from 1 o'clock now to 2 o'clock, like say that this is school, now around that area they need a building the school. They see the picture, we said we be get money. We get money now we have, we dress nice, things will be okay. With teenage life, I not get one regret. I enjoy. Even when I go get visa, now somebody, one other friend, one of them they call Hassan, and if them they call a false name, they call a teacher Gray, if they play for real Republicans. Now he introduced me to the guy who give me visa, now foreign affairs. So we can get that connection, and they will be get the minister picking them. Because they take them, people enjoy them. In fact, I could tell you, because Nababe Kamara, I have been head of CID, I would tell you half of CID below we. They carry with they would sleep. But half of CID, now we have to business, because they bring them till they come, we don't come by, we don't eat, then pass to see police car. They come with the people say na demand this was selling, but we did just get form. So I say, up to now, we still do things them. Not too long ago, we go give some water bucket for the way they come because the friends them man waiting, waiting in England because the thing still they go on, the club still they go on. Because since most of we na England, they man they go people like that, Fofi, who we they call American. We get Johnny, American Flex, Abuyo, them, then they Pafudi, the whole day England. Then East Coast, like Maryland, Kilola, then Virginia, we get 50, and 50 is the reason we get it be the soul. It be the soul because they get them guys that have free some way to the don't so for you don't. So teenage life for me now fits on not been 100%, not been a fun, woman not to be problem, money not to be a problem. Absolutely, maybe just get a complete fun that fits on with my teenage life. Say I left in the almost late 80s, early 90s, early 90s working at this country. So for me, from the primary school to secondary school, I straight because teachers know I be mama I do with my people. But when see I make that transition, say okay, now I want to be independent. If you do have to still learn how to shoot my people, but I'll be the dread. Now morning before you remember, I don't be the now to do. We got 3 cookies stop the water stop. One beginning of Bombay they call Yebu, the other one have been government trap. If I know it's not government trap, one beginning near that's why it's inside them for the delay. Cookie shop delay. Then after that, in the afternoon, we get them over they bring them shawarma for we. We they eat shawarma. After that, in the evening, where you want to blow for children's friend, time where young begin a mountain called junction by Kishi Road.
Yes.
You know,
if somebody then are Eastern.
Now we don't come to America and I realize that they clog your cholesterol. They make you order the whole clog. Yes.
If person the Eastern, let's say from Upgun to Eastern Police or to PZ, and then 10 day you no care your girlfriend at Yum, you've not done anything. You know do nothing. That's what you get big.
See, the never bomb you. The man when they go sit down, time will be the make them coffee, they don't hold vaccine, you know, and then computer, they make that rich coffee. Yeah, my brother. Before the yum they come. You know, then after that, we did one mommy back over in Bombay Street, right in front of that pharmacy where they call Morgan Pharmacy. One mommy they call Antioda. It be the same fry.
Yeah.
So Antioda begin at the Bombay Street Junction and Fobe Road. So if you never meet up that day for go to Taiwo, you go to Antioda. That man if fry the 5 the smell. So what will be the street that will be occupied? Bombay Street, Fobe Road, Mamioko Street, Kado Street, Motoro Street. So we always be there. Now that area there. Even all the way they go all the way to Usa you say Villenda. Desmond adding the hall. And guy the name anyone no. You know, because where Desmond they go na London, they cow them boku to carry, you know. Yeah. I mean, it be just a fun. So teenage life, African, in the early 80s, all the way to very early, because we left Freetown in the early 90s. Trust me, my brother, it be fun. It be just fun. Because all the cause they don't be there. Most of the things that we do then weekend, we they play street ball. A street ball. You know, either we're going to railway compound or we're going to Fobe field. We play that. Then we begin to get the other something back up again. Now then mini live there. Then boy away the sinner so we don't grow up. Then most of them know me. I will be from Shao to Obre to Gino Tumbu to Gino Baidan to Pikin Pelen. All level, even Canon, definitely cannot be skinny, be shy. What we don't go na Party Road to go look because we don't want to leave na magazine na Edgar Street. Because maybe they for Bombay contractor. See, now they then come out, now switch to Dreamstar, because they get Dreamstar, they get Edgar Cartwright. But during the league, they have been time back for fun. Now they woman, they go there, eat then they get another league, go to the Mountain Court, now Amaraya School. I mean, it be fun. All this way they go on Africa right now, where with the rebirth with young people, and it's depressing because those who show the tongue building, young people that be really they get fun. Now they just get fun, human business, and that's it. Politics, I mean, the last thing we think about. Now that's no more, my brother.
Thank you very much, Umar.
Thank you.
Yeah. Yes, caller, you can introduce yourself for me, please.
Hi, this is Dr. Okay, hello.
Yes, doctor. The teenage years. What do you want to share with me?
Okay. For me, in teenage years, I want to say it's confusing because so many things have been happened during that time. You know, because I think I don't mention say I traveled in the States when I was 17, but from the 13th year up to 16, going to 17, like the war will go on, you know, we always constantly they relocate from one area to the next. And that for me make them very confusing. You find yourself not adjust to one thing, and before you know it, you know, interruption don't come in, you know, where they travel, you know, to Guinea, mostly in Guinea we go, and then we stay there for some time and probably start school day and then come back in Freetown. And some of the things like really why make I decide for call today, because when you question, within how people them they take provoking versus and the bullying, know. Even though people them been feel say provoking, been getting effect, I think it been get a lot of effect on people them, even though some the people them been able to handle them a little better than now. And the reason is that because now they don't do so much research on it, how we think can really go on now a teenage mind. So if you really think about the developmental stages where a teenager is in that, identity versus role, like it tried for identifying self at the same time, it wants for their belonging within friends so that you get a identity versus role confusion. So they not even know what thing they want. All they care about that moment, for let them just fit in with the teenage group, to the peers them at school. As long as they're happy with them, they're happy with, with themselves. It don't matter what thing their parents then tell them, and that's now for every teenager, even to this day. You see now many of we where they begin to get a teenager like my daughter, she's gonna be 13, so I'm gonna start to worry. Like if she's gonna be there to talk to me, like I want to talk to me rather than like they just by himself. I'm sure many parents, where they're listening right now, they experience similar things than with their teenagers. So that moment, even if then they bully them or then they tease them or then they provoke them, because they call them provoke, then they accept them just so that they will feel comfortable for going to school, so they not feel like, they will say, look at this, like they just want to be belonging, right? And for me, I feel say that's not something where I experience. I experienced, that provoke. I don't want to say for me, it wasn't like just a provoke. We call it that way. But I want to take and say that be a bully, because are they among some same age group? Like many of them doing things that I wasn't doing, and then me brother them be very strict. They get curfew. Some things that me I not be they do, and then they take and say like I was weak in a sense. So, like, you see that if you go some places, they'll be like, teasing and teasing, even like there was one incident I could recall it. Like, everybody thought there's this girl, they rent in our house, where they still say, it could beat me. Like, if we fast, it could beat me, But that day, just because of, it don't, like, they don't do it for so long, like, it don't say now that my chest, I have no choice but to retaliate towards what happened. So we fed, and luckily I was the one who actually beat her down, right? Since then, they were all afraid that, they all stopped for, they tease me or stop for they bully me. Even some of the developmental things that we're young, where you go through puberty, all of them have been through it. I haven't, like, I feel like I'm always behind. Like, oh no, you're just lying. You've done it. No, you're just lying. So I'll keep hearing that. It was just too much. For me, it was not, the only good part then was, in Sierra Leone in general, not the education part. Why they feel say, would they study for exam, they see how well they do. Say I even get me half brother where they say we close in age. So like, now him be more close to me. So like, it kind of really helped me for, gain that, strength in me, like for try for be able to speak up. Okay. And then, similar thing that happened to me even in America, like, finishing high school here, was challenged. I was bullied in high school here, given the fact that you now a foreigner, you get accent, like one particular one way happened, like I always say, like if some people when they talk to me, I always talk, and I make like now in me adult years, where some people they try for do something, I said, no, I have gone through that route before as a teenager. So there's no way I'm letting anybody step on my toes and not say something. And sometimes I say the reason why probably the way I talk, or the way I do certain things is because I've been bullied before and I don't want to be bullied again in my adult life. So I have to be able to stand up and speak up, right? So really, even though people then they sit and say bullying, or teasing or provoking, different, not different. The research don't show say it really affects the teenage life, and that moment they then really need to get a clear mindset where they help them to identify who they truly are and what they really want to become when they grow up. So now that time and then you see some teenagers and before they even enter college, they don't even know whether they want what they want to become, because there's so many confusion, so many things going through their minds. And that moment, they then really need true guidance. They really need true support. We go guide them for let them really see, say, them actually they go through the next stage when that intimacy versus having children and things like that. So they have to finish one stage and they have to actually complete that stage before they can successfully enter into the next developmental stage. And we see that even we as an adult today, out in your 30s, you feel like you need to be doing certain things at this age before you hit the next stage, which is like, in your 40s to your, 60s. So like, these things. And then if you really don't accomplish these things, what happens when you are in your 60s, you start to have, some form of, question mark as to, did I really did this, at that time, and people in the beginning they wonder, they think about, what can they not accomplish in life, and we need to really support our teenagers that are coming to us, say, this person, they provoke me all the time, they really tell on them. They tell on them academically, they tell on them socially, they tell on them so many different ways, even though people were thinking it's just a plane. It's not a plane. Because for me, I've gone through it in Sierra Leone and I even went through it here in America. But when I spoke up, it actually helped, So, and here you get people them where they're not able to talk for themselves. Rather, the thing they end up for go do, and they go and hurt themselves, commit suicide, and which that now something that day we mental health, counseling coming that, we need with social workers, them, now the country for talk to them young adult, young teenagers, them, when they come on at secondary school so that they not find themselves, in that confusion state. So I think now they no more me one left, but Lord no say, they are the same. Believe it or not, it is. So maybe some people might have a different views on that. But for me, personally experiencing it, I think, I do feel like they are the same. And the only thing now people are doing, damage to themselves, compared to before. Thank you.
All right. Thank you very much, Doctor.
Thank you.
Yes, that's now Doctor in your own experience about bullying. I think she's our last caller for tonight. Okay, now maybe ask the question. And I think may somebody be the talk, and this why I come up. I say the bully we talk about now. Is it the same as before where we Nasalon be the call provoking where we be the grab up? During that conversation something be come up for say the provoking at that time it's a little bit different from now. Then somebody else be say no. He say maybe now the attention where they don't give bully now it make it look different from trade. Because trade it's like when them provoke you, it help for build you up, for face crowd, for face you come and pay as them and all those things. Because even if you go they complain and say, I provoke you they make for, you're not able to be a provoking. That was the exact word them they tell we trade. You're not able to be a provoking. Well, if you're not able to be a provoking, now mix. If you're not able to be a provoking, now mix. But the thing about the provoking and the bully now, where I feel say, even the doctors say you're not different, not the same, the attention where the wow then they provoke they get. Because we on them now by turn. Everybody in turn get for come. If today then say na you, any kind way na you. But no say the next day, the next man get for come, in turn get for car. And if you look in another way, yes, it helped for build we growing up. Me teenage years, I know say a lot of time working there. Any side way person talk, people go able to tell you something but I hear there. I know say a lot of people, and they want to say, wait to triple A. Okay, make a show there, yeah? All the areas them where I don't live in a salon. Born na Fobe. From there, from Fobe, Sackville Street. I grew up in Sackville Street. From Sackville Street, Hagan Street. Hagan Street, right there by Eastern Police, by the Bas Mayanda. From there, Gad Street. Gad Street just between Hagan Street and Gad Street, by Martin Street Junction. And curious that I lived there for a short while. From there, I go Lumley. I live in a Lumley. From Lumley, I come back na Frobe. Frobe, I live, say, but in between, I be live na Wellington. Yes, when holiday come, they go Wellington for holiday. And so I know much about Wellington. And from there, I did Frobe now to come to United States. Then I go back now, end up now Waterloo. So, but within Denton and there are areas and the way, maybe for a little while, I'll be the. So now I make you go find out, say, when we can talk now. Like most areas, the way people and they talk about, I go able for, because I was a people's person. Any time they interact, you must know, say, this person, maybe for me name, you gonna say this person there. You know, say this person there or this person or that person. Can't to provoking. I remember Albert Academy. I better explain. I say I go Albert Academy. I was the smallest, the shortest, and everything. And okay. When I be they come up, I be get a sickle cell trace, and I was skinny. So imagine somebody that is short. I was short, skinny, and you name everything. I was that person. If I show me pictures, then now I be small. You go deny and say, man, like most of the people who go to school, me teenagers, some people can't recognize me right now. They can't. Yes, they can't. Some people will be get height past me. Right now, I get height past them. What happened? I don't know. No, ask me that side. But I remember he was a friend, Jonathan Sandy. Now Wilberforce be there na Sojaman Pikin. Something be happen. Was it from 4? Yes. I think that be from 4. Something happened. Now and then begin provoke. Okay, I was the one provoking him. Now me start the provoking anyway. Provoke. So now I need provoking turn back for me. They say Jonathan Sandy go beat me. And I say, okay, well, after school, would they go behind border? Anybody will sabi Albert Academy. When they say behind border, you know how they talk. And I say, well, after school, they go behind border, they go fete day. Me and Jonathan Sandy, we forfeit any kind we behind border. And I wait till school come out. And then begin to go behind the border. We go behind and we fete. We fete the fete. I think, beats me. I mean, okay, it was like a wrestling. Uda in back gonna gone. Now he lost. Well, I mean, first back gonna gone. Then I be end up turning back na gone. Then no don't say little hug. We hug, and that was the end of it. We can't the next day at school like nothing happened. And this person, imagine this is our friend, they kind of host story. Then Mr. said they're going to host Torah. Mr. said they're going to host Torah. Then they come back and host story. But they make like we fight for prove a point, say, even though we are friends, we able for we able for wrestle and fight and waiting. Then at the end of the day, we hug back. And the next day we come to school, nobody not about the fight self again. And provoking still continue. Provoking still continue. Then when they say time for cake, the kind, okay, me I dey talk about myself. It's teenage years. They say not for wear white crepe go school. Anybody who go academy, you know. They say a black crepe for wear. I get black crepe. I go wear black crepe from Os. Sometimes I even wear the white crepe from Os. Just because you want to stand out, for be the one them way they go against the school law. You wear white crepe, come. Then you go be hide. So they will see now then seize the white crepe. You go there empty foot. Teenagers, you go there empty foot. Say school come out. You lucky then give. If you're not lucky then say, well, go out to parents. Go out to parents for me. Now the parent then they can hand over the crepe give. So that next time they no go left you for make you wear white crepe can school. These are all the things them we me able for remember. Yes, Swazi. Okay, the first person we talk about that Ben's Garage, that Regent Road, Regent Street area, all those places we cover. That end day we particularly talk so, you get the Eba place right across the street from that ghetto day. The Eba, they separate and they wrap up in plastic. Then the cream, they separate. Then the soup, they separate. Where they sell and give you, then they put the soup first before they add the cream. The cream are broom, then they beat them with. I know all about that. Now broom then he beats the cream with. Because like me, I got na Sackville Street. Where Uma be the top of the Aminus there, I know them very well. Because I got na number 9, Usai, the heart of base. Now let me grow up. My teenage years. So like that Free Street, Lumley Street, even to the Swazi and all those places, all them places in there. Maybe some people now will go to listen will say, who done at this person? Who done at this person? Well, we'll be get shocked now number 9, Sackville Street. But I think say all the growing up back then, it build we for the people them we be today. And we'll talk about Taiwo Yom. Man, Taiwo Imbredi big. You know the toast. Salad inside there. Chicken the Imbredi big. If you get girlfriend, you no care and go Taiwo. You no buy from Taiwo. They no send post in there for buy. And so you go behind and say, oh, hello, send post. Or when they come, the first thing they say, they can count Taiwo. A Taiwo you for carry it. Or when you say, you know, say, you don't catch well, and you say they pass na Taiwo, you go buy. And Taiwo first, when it arrives on side, the smell first, they take the entire place. The smell, they take the entire place. Those days no go ever come back. I remember after where I don't come out na the east, go na the west, where I come back na east. I don't think I will day safe again. I think say it again. But wait till they talk now. The time for just for recalibrate, remind them back. We remember the goodies and we get the hurtful moments then. We know say we able for look and back say okay. Then thing and they able for build way for all that we beat today. Yeah, the thing for able be for that will be today. Back then where you get bicycle, na area you na big down. We get bicycle. And waiting again. We get ball. You because where you go, you put your ball so everybody they respect you. Because you know say first I like you well. I like you not able for play, you know sabi play. You know sabi play. But you know see I get the ball. They can't play without they not pick you first. Timbuktu say Taiwan bread na love bread with Boku got. I did tell you, bruh. With Boku got back. Big. They don't load that. Yeah. First of all, Taiwan bread, you're not able to eat the chicken with the bread. When you reach how you go, you get for pull that chicken first. You put a separate before you challenge the bread. Yes, you're not able for eat the chicken inside the bread or no. Because the chicken and not the shredder. Until the one big leg. Then they just the be inside it. You're not able to bet time with the bread. So then you ever put them aside. And this mommy where they sell the fry at Bombay Street by Frobero Junction. Yes. That one day back now be a good one. PZ was a spot. PZ now being sport. For the one that will be the Go Club. Me back then, even to now, I'm not a club person. Into club person. They make club and I'm youth. So like, I know say where we grow up like area. Yes, but most of them club I have never been there. Because I'm not a club person. I not grow up like that. Not to say like that because the person way a lot of people know as my brother when I grew up, he go tell you all in area than they. But me not be just cut out for that. I like solitary place. I like me confinement. And tennis be the rain then 10 and the tennis be the rain then 10 and the hand tennis. Then at one time you be get table tennis. These are all the teenage years where they talk about. At one time you get table tennis back begin rain. Table tennis begin. So man, we not get the table, but they get the bat, you get the ball. We're going to school, we set table. We get the net all. We not get the real table, but the set table in a class for play table tennis without the real table. Timbuktu say in Popebi get chain of stores then, so in be always the sample ball them. Was this from they actually get 2 shilling? 2 shilling ball. You know that brown ball we get a mac pa. Yeah, that's not 2 shilling. I think I'll tell you back they talk about 2 shilling ball. Until back in the days, we for Sabida ball. For Sabida 2 shilling ball. They will go with you call size 5. Size 5 now, the normal, black and white, the FIFA engraded ball. Say size 5. Oh, no, not 2 shilling. No, me not size 5 now, me get. Yeah? Richard Cocker say, I throw a minds way back. That's why we created this program. For me, we recalibrate we minds them back. Just listening to these stories where everybody don't talk about, for able to make you remember back, then say, oh wow, yes, I remember. Yes, Wembley ball, Crow ball, 2 shilling, 4 shilling. What's in again agreeable for member? When you go school, we will go academy, you go parade. Because the next program now won't come into the 20s. Won't come into the 20s. Now won't come into now. We'll go parade. If you go academy, where you go parade, you rent bicycle, you learn for ride bicycle. If you know, be don't sabi then you rent under 70. Under 70. Yes, now be the bike, the motorbike will be then a parade then. Yeah. Motorbike, I forgot how much was it, for rent bike. And then you see some man now we don't make a better one, where he count good money. They take them 10 ton. Per bike no more. They load in per day. Because then they only allow you for load one person. And they only allow you for load one person per the bike. And you can't something. But you pay extra if you load person. So man, we don't arrive, more like Monday. Sometimes the weekend, Auntie can host and smile, or cool and give you extra. So Monday way they can't school now, you strong. You should go parade and tell you see, man, the old bike, we see Ola. They say, this one, no, na me no more today. And everybody gets the favorite bike or they like. The bike or the bicycle. Everybody gets a favorite bicycle or bike or they like na parade. And the one that we can get the new one. Anyone who they rent na parade, they get new bicycle or bike. Hey, now the hottest all man wants. If you go up by the bar, that the up bar, now the one, now the road outside for go boss na, how they call this, Bethel Temple. Yes, if you go yonder, then they see better because it is far. You will see them they are like, what's you pack that for? Up, where you come, hey, then you conk you. But if you there in your prime, you get good money. They vex by you. But if you need 1 ton, 2 ton, then somebody can for rent 5 ton. You 1 ton, you want to tell me the person go look for other bicycle or other bike. And you and them how they rent and I don't meet up. Then Albert Academy, Mr. Bar. I remember, yes, this year, 2020, I go to Mr. Bar. You know, see they don't cut that road there now. You never even sabi me again. You never even sabi me. I stop na the junction there. It did dong, you can dong, not going up to Academy because please not lady, but outside the sell and you get table there. Don't also now, man. Remember back in the days, yeah? Oh, left here. Mike from Philly say Anthony's. Yeah, Anthony's be really good, The book to say na Stadium Milan for ride bicycle, BMX, and fixed wheel, yeah. Yeah, fixed wheel, and the one way in handle get the curve. They get a mountain gear bike, But then they rent you gear bike, they tell you not touch the gear. If you go mix up the gear, where you come in time. If you the conquer then they give you. I tell us say now be the eastern area. Now woman make him begin go there. Well, at least something else to give. Any kind way, something direct you go over there. I remember, okay, this is a quick one before I go. I remember when when I growing up, na Eastern. I be done the all Central, the East Fobe and all na Eastern. Then I can't move, go Lumley. It was a big change for me. You can imagine, I did Lumley, and I can't Eastern. For like 1 month. I can't Eastern 210 per day. And I Lumley I video. But because I think it was friendship, the people that we don't go up with, where you used to, where you don't move now, you don't go under, you get for the camp, for can't keep comping. But I think with time, as I get for beginner, like the Lumley, the people them around, then you have to take me back time before, even for can't tap back now, Eastern, if it got small. Yes, School League and Intersect. Yes, that was a good one too. You get the names them where they reign. Even school sports. School sports and the other good one. School Thanksgiving. La la. Okay, we can leave here quick. School Thanksgiving, how it can be. You get, after the Thanksgiving, if you they at that stage where you're able to buy the ball hat, where now like this raffia cap within the sew. Okay, I mean Albert Academy I go so now I know, but then you get the ribbon there then with your coat. So like if you get girlfriend, the only thing we in want where the school Thanksgiving or prize giving done are the coats. The coat and the cap. Now in the wear. So now the waka canal or even inside the compound where in other party them from different schools then go see himself get man now this certain school. Hey, that story be there but let left so. Yeah? People in cap be there one side and the coat be there. Other side. But I mean teenagers, it is what it is. Eh? Also been taleko back then. When I saw go left here today, we'll go there back tomorrow. Hope say you don't get good time. Remember say next week we will get the story and parable time. It's going to be an interesting one. I get something lined up for next Friday. Trust. You go enjoy them. And the good old days, the next one we want to deal with now the 20s. Waiting it be look like. Eh? We'll go there back tomorrow. Remember, no stress. Till we meet again. That's what people say. Tata.